Alrighty, and we
Here we
are
go.
live once again. Here we go. Hi, folks. Welcome, everyone, to a business broadcast once again. Steve Plummer here. I'm joined by my good mate, Cam Roberts. Hi, Cam. How you going?
Hey, Steve. Hey, everyone. Nice to be here and do another live stream with you, Steve.
All right. Now, you're on your phone, and I don't know
I
whether I'm
am.
coming across the same, but it's a little bit like a spaghetti western at the moment that I'm looking at, like the voice and the... it's disconcerting. The voice and the lips aren't matching. It's like a dubbed
Okay.
spaghetti western. Yeah, we're about a second out or something. So anyway,
Okay. Let me change something.
All right.
Can you sing and dance while I just do something?
Right. No, I'm still. I think I'm still out by it's a half a second or something. Yeah, and it only clicked over like that.
Is that any? Is that any better?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm still a bit out.
Okay.
Anyway,
it's what can we do?
Let's push on, hey?
Yeah, let's move on. So,
all right. Okay, technical difficulties aside, folks, here we go. It's a lot of spaghetti western. Boom, boom, boom. We're talking today about 3 mistakes business owners make when they're trying to grow, and this covers service businesses, bricks and mortar businesses, online businesses, coaches, consultants. It's probably applicable to just about any business, I think, Cam. So I'll start with you. 3 mistakes coaches make. Let's have a chat.
Yeah, I think the first thing is all around their marketing. Not getting their market message media match right. And we talk about this all the time. Making sure that you understand your buyer persona, who your avatar is. And I was on a podcast this morning with a guy in the USA, and his avatar was based on the fitness industry, and he raveled it off really well. I was very impressed because very rarely do you meet someone that understands their avatar to the degree of how many times they work out, kids, where they live, their age group, what their likes are, their dislikes, who they already hang around, where they shop, all that sort of stuff. He was really quite detailed in understanding who his avatar or who his market was. And what that obviously allows him to do, or his company to do, is to create better messages because they understand who they're marketing to. And he made a really good point. And the point was that, by understanding their avatar, they can create the right content for their avatar, right? So creating messages, all of their content marketing or their marketing on social media is always based around the avatar's problems. What are their problems? In not keeping in shape, not having enough time, needing something that's quick and fast to get in and out. They don't want to run miles. They don't want to do marathons. They still want to eat normally to some degree. So all of that kind of marketing that they create was born out of understanding the right avatar. So they were clear on the market, and then that allowed them to have a better message. And then I also asked the question while I was on the podcast. I said, well, what channels do you use? And it's one of the things that you and I often teach about, picking channels for your media as well.
Yeah.
And he was the same. They started off with Google because they wanted to attract the right type of people in the right intent and the right stage of the buying cycle. And then as they mastered Google and, they did Google Ads, and as they mastered Google Ads and got better at that, then they expanded into Facebook and Instagram. Once they kind of, got really good traction there and nailed it down, then they moved over into YouTube. And it's no different from, what we teach people as well. So I think the first, mistake or the first thing that limits people when they're running, a business or want to get business growth is their marketing. Their marketing lets them down because they don't have the right market message or media match.
Yeah, a couple of comments there from me, Cam. It's a really good point, isn't it? And it's not anything new either. We've been hearing that and teaching that for years and years and years, yet we still see that when we work with people in the marketplace. Another way of putting that is aim, like you were saying with that gym owner, they know their market really well. If you aim your message at your heavy users, that is key. And what do I mean by heavy users? Well, if your market is men 25 to 35, you don't want a broad thing that's going to attract the 60-year-old overweight guy, for instance, if you're a gym, or, if it's women of an older demographic, there's no point trying to attract 21-year-olds, So who are your heavy users, and aim your marketing, at them. It's a really important point. And I think the other part of that too, Cam, is that you're saying that what they did, they started with Google, then they went on. It's really important that you get something working first before you diversify. If you're in that starting out phase, and what I mean by that is that there's no point just throwing a whole lot of mud at a wall and hoping some of it sticks. Because often when you start out or you're using a new media, it takes time to get traction, right? We all know that, and it'd be great if it was one and done. You could just do one ad, one post, whatever it might be, and it just works. But that just isn't reality. So while you're learning those other things, and while those other things aren't working, or not working as well as they perhaps could be because you're learning it, you don't want to be having nothing. So get something working that is your fallback, your one or two media that you're really good at, that you have got, that you can then leverage off and use as a baseline for the others before you go into the others. I think that's really important to, I guess, protect the business that way in that growth phase.
Yeah, absolutely. And that, picking that right strategy for that growth phase, that leads us into the second thing that I wanted to talk about today, and that is on having the right systems at the back end once you acquire those leads. So many people that we come in contact with, they focus on the lead generation, but the lead generation is only a small amount of that, because you can get 100 people or 1,000 people into your sales pipeline, or opt into your website. But the reality of it is you're not going to convert 100% of those people. The reality, and once people understand this, they can really start using it to their advantage, is the harsh reality that 95% of all marketing, well, online marketing anyway, but I'm going to put it out there and say just all marketing, converts at 3 to 8%. Now, I know even in the days of direct mail, where you sent flyers and letters out, if you send 1,000 letters, you're not going to get 1,000 people say, yes, I want your product. It's always less than 10%, probably 5%, sometimes
and less. 2%. Absolutely, yeah.
You know your numbers. So the thing with online marketing, unlike the old send out the flyers, you'd have to send another flyer. But the thing with online marketing is once someone's come into your funnel, they've opted into your website, they're already on your database. So you may as well have a system that's going to nurture and continually engage them, educate and empower them, so that when they are ready to buy and they are in the right space, they'll put their hand up and reach back out to you. So I think it's really important. The second thing is to make sure you've got your back-end systems organized, so that when you do start your lead generation, or you do start acquiring new clients, you're not missing out on those people that didn't become clients, that 95 out of you don't miss out on those people. Still nurture them, because you never know where the gold is.
Yeah. One thing I would add there, Cam, is that, and this probably gets back to where you started at the start of that number 2, was, and you and I have talked about this many times with clients and amongst ourselves, everyone underestimates the difficulty of the task of getting a client, right? Everyone does that. Because we're so wrapped up in our business, and we've got our great products and our services, and we just put it out there. People are going to love it, because I love it and I've got my heart and soul in it. But we all know that's not the case. Now, I know people listening to that will go, yeah, we've heard that before, but everyone's heard that before, and dare I say it, everyone makes that mistake, Cam, more often than not. So just really be aware of that. Just because you build it doesn't mean they're going to come, and everyone underestimates the difficulty of it, but I think too, Cam, the length of time it can take to get people into your system, and then, like you say, to then fulfill and have the back end ready and all those sorts of things. So it's just a cautionary word, I think, there. It's my little 2 cents worth.
Yeah, these days they say that it could take anywhere between 7 and 14 touch points, or 7 to 14 experiences of your business, or seeing you online, or seeing your video, or reading your content, before someone even makes a buying decision. And that buying decision isn't always about exchange of money. Sometimes their first buying decision, booking a call with you. So that's a sub process. So, sometimes it can take 14 touch points or 14 experiences before someone will even pick up the phone or schedule a time to talk to someone in your business. So it's really important that if you're running ads, any sort of, marketing that you're running, the touch point will be they'll see the ad or they'll do the search on Google. They'll land on your website. There's 2. They'll opt into a web form, get a confirmation email. Maybe that's 3. Well, where's your other 12?
Yeah,
right?
I know. It's a lot, right? It is a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So you need to make sure that you're nurturing, engaging them in a timely manner. That's not, pestering them. It's not nuisance. Actually adding value to them, and being there and being ready for when they are ready to buy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, cool. Right, Cam, what's number 3?
The third and final one that limits business growth with a lot of people that we talk to is not having the right teams. Now, when I talk to a lot of businesses, when they start out, it's usually them and one other, and then it's them and one other and someone else, then it's someone else, then someone else. And before you know it, it's still the director of the business individually communicating with all the different team members. So if they grow to a capacity and they got, say, a dozen team members, whether they're online or offshore team members, they could be, a virtual assistant in India, could be a graphic designer in the Philippines, it could be, their local Facebook ads expert, it could be their coach, it could be people that actually work in their business and, do the plumbing or doing the electrical work or doing the building, whatever it is that they do. But a lot of times people will, when they're running a business, the directors or whatever, they're at the front and it's like everyone's just underneath them. And so they've got to communicate with all of those 12 people or all of those 20 people. So people is to build teams and build leaders underneath yourself. So, for instance, if you had 12 people that were part of your organization, either as employees or as a marketing team, like if you had a marketing team and then you had an employee team, you'd have like a team leader that managed your employees and a different team leader that managed your marketing team. And then if you had a sales team, you could have a different team leader that managed your sales team. And so you might have 3 salespeople under the sales team leader. You might have 8 or 10 different marketers or marketing service providers under the marketing manager. And you might employ 5 people in your business that actually do the work, build the house, run the kitchen, cook, whatever it is that your business does. But the benefit of doing it that way is that you only have to have 3 meetings a week with each of your team leaders, or 2 if you've got 2 team leaders. And then you train team leaders on how to manage that team. And that way, it's a more effective way of running your business. You can get a lot more done. It actually allows you to scale a lot faster as well.
I think importantly with that system, as you described, Cam, too, is just time. Like it gives you time to think. When you are doing all of those things, boom, 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 your day is very busy, right? And it's almost like you're putting out fires. When you've got time to think, that's when your genius can come out. That's when new ideas come to you. But if you're in your treadmill mode, there's no time to think. So doing it the way you described is a really good way to free up that headspace, so those really good ideas can come through. And when you're less frantic like that as well, you have a different perspective on things, and so it's a really big point.
Yeah, and it's part of that whole philosophy of working on your business and not in your business. Yep. So when you're that person at the front of the line and you're doing all of the delegation, all of the communications, you're really working in your business. You're not really working on your business. And the more time you can work on your business, the better it's going to grow. The more time you'll have off, you'll have a better lifestyle. Your business won't own you. All that sort of stuff comes from working on your business and not working in your business.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Cam, that's a wrap. Fantastic. It was 3 mistakes coaches, consultants, business owners, service providers, etc. make when they're trying to grow. So thanks very much, Cam. If folks want more or contact or reach out, what can you tell them?
Yeah, look, if they want to reach out to you or I, just head over in the comments below, leave us a comment. We'll probably drop our websites down there as well. So if you're interested in talking to either one of us about our services, just reach out, have a chat, and we'll see if we can help.
All right. And it was lovely hearing the birds in the background there too, Cam, outside today. It was really cool.
Bit of a change of scenery today.
Yeah. Fantastic. All right, we'll leave it there. Thanks very much, Cam, for your time. Hope you enjoyed that, folks, and we'll see you next time. Remember, in the comments below, if you want to reach out to Cam or I and get some help with any aspect of your business. Thanks, and bye for now.